Hello and welcome to another edition of The Odds Couple. We're back. We had last week off because Brad was out and about in the country areas, which was pretty good.
Yep. Yeah, it's good to be back.
Yeah, good to see you. All right, mate. We're in round 6 of the NRL. Was done and dusted last week, and a few teams are struggling with a few key players out. What do you make of that?
There seems to be a few teams that are struggling. Souths are one. I think they get Reynolds back this week, so they'll be happy about that. But other teams are sort of taking it on board. I'm thinking Manly, with Coruscant in there, and Cherry Evans missing. So I think they've turned a bit of a corner, and they're starting to win a few games. So it's good to see.
It's a bit of a headache for Baz.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so I really like Coruscant. So I really rate him. So it'd be hard to leave him out of the team.
Yeah, it looks like that's what's going to happen. That's the problem.
Yeah.
But moving on from this week, mate, we've got a very good game straight up, including Coruscant's team Manly. They're taking on Parramatta, which probably the best game of the season last week, mate. How do you see this one going?
Yeah, it's a tough game for me. I'm leaning towards Para. I thought they were really good last week. I tipped Canberra to beat them, but they turned up and really put Canberra away. So I think Para will follow that form into this game and be too strong for Manly.
Yeah, a few of your tips actually went down to
I was terrible last week,
didn't they? 3, was it? 3?
Yeah, no, I'll make amends this week. So follow me, stay on board, and I'll point you in the right direction. So.
And if you don't want to listen to him, you know who to turn to. I like Parramatta in this one as well, mate. Look, they're just playing very, very good football. Good, tough football is what I really like about them.
Yep.
Bets wise for the tournament, mate. Big $10,000 tournament. Who are you looking?
I'm looking towards Para. The half-time, full-time double at 2.30. I think that's pretty good odds. And in the first try scoring market, maybe I think Sammy might be due. At 5.50, or Jenko scored a couple of tries last week, so
yeah,
Michael Jennings at $8. So I'd be looking towards those two if it was me. So.
Yeah, maybe somebody might be having a bit of a chat in his ear saying, you can't pass the ball out,
Yeah,
you
maybe.
don't have to score yourself. All right, mate, second game. Like you were saying, Manuel Reynolds is back this week for the Bunnies. They've got a big trip up to Townsville, though, to take on the Cowboys. It's not an easy trip up there, mate. No,
it won't be an easy trip for them, and that's why I'm tipping the Cowboys. I think they'll be just too strong back at home. Yeah. A big bonus for them was Reynolds back this week. I think Cody Walker would be pretty disappointed.
Yeah.
I thought he's been playing very good, so to get dropped back to New South Wales Cup. But for me, Cowboys just too strong. So.
Yeah, I agree. The Cowboys would be too good. Luke Keary, you hear or you read reports that he's on the outer, then all of a sudden, when it's a toss-up, he's the one that gets selected. So we'll see how he goes. Tournament bets, like I was saying, Luke Keary probably thinks he's a bit lucky this week, so he might be a good go for the first try scorer. He's paying $19 for that. Another first try scorer might be Bryson Goodwin. The reason I'm saying that Souths are going to score first is because I think they're going to come out of the blocks really, really quick, and the Cowboys will come back and gobble them up near the end of the game. So first to score, Bunnies are $2.50, but I also like 10.5 point start in favour of Souths, and that's $1.85. So the tips or the bets don't really go with who we think is going to win, but we think it's going to be that kind of game where the Cowboys will come from behind and do the job.
I see it that way as well. So, interesting game.
Interesting game. Speaking of interesting games, we've got the Titans up against the Dragons, and, mate, I can't believe you're going for the Dragons.
No, I reckon they'll turn it around. So, against the old team, the Titans, I tipped the Titans last week to beat the Sharkies, and I thought they were unlucky, but, back against the wall, the old Dragons, and Benji's back this week, so...
Yeah,
I'm thinking that they'll turn it around. They'll turn up on the Gold Coast, and I'm tipping them to win. So.
Mate, they're my Harvey Norman team. They've got no interest. You can't score points. You've got no tries. There's no interest in watching you. So
they're my smoky. So I think they'll get the job done up there. So
you're not suffering from concussion from training.
No, I'm all good. I'm all good. Yeah,
thinking clearly. There you go. All right, well, you're going for the Dragons. So who are your bets for the Dragons?
I'm looking at the head-to-head market. $2.35 for the Dragons. I think that's pretty good odds.
Should be further.
Yeah, and the Dragons to win both halves, $5. If they're going to win the game, I'm thinking
that's a good start.
Yeah, exactly. I think they're got to win both halves. So $5, pretty good juicy odds there. And just first home team scoring market. Nene McDonald, I think he can find a line for the home team. So
yeah, well, he showed a lot of pace last week.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm thinking that he's going to score a try. So I'm thinking it's the first one for the home team. So
fair enough.
650. Good odds.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, I think the Titans are going to win, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people watching this is probably thinking the same way. So if you want to keep your coin and not go with his bets, I'd probably go Titans -3.5, $1.89. I was really impressed with Cameron Cullen last week. I thought he played a really good game in a losing team. He's playing $15 for the first try scorer. So if Nene McDonald doesn't score the try, maybe look at the 5.8. Right, mate, we're going across the ditch and we're not going to Auckland, we're going to Wellington instead for a Bulldogs home game, which, they've got a Kiwi boss, so it's not really surprising.
Yeah.
But neutral territory, so to speak, even though it's still in New Zealand, the Doggies and the Warriors, who do you think is going to win this one?
I think it's going to be a pretty tight game over there. The Doggies I've tipped, but the Warriors, still in New Zealand. They made a couple of changes with Lola here back to 5'8" from the wing. So
which is an unusual change, and I see that very often.
Yeah, exactly. So the Warriors are going to show some fight, but for me, I think the Doggies might get the job done.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I think the Doggies will do the job if they turn up like they did the other day when they played Melbourne. But they should have turned up when they played at Belmore, and they were nowhere to be seen. So who knows what they're going to do?
Yeah,
Jekyll and Hyde team they are. But yeah, well, we both think Doggies, so bets wise, mate. Who do you think?
The head-to-head market with the Doggies, again, $2. I can't go past that. I think the Warriors are favourites. So,
yeah, they are.
Yeah, so $2. A first try scoring market, Curtis Rona, I think he can, score the first try, $6. And also Jonathan Wright for the home team.
Yeah.
I think he can score a try as well, it might be the first one. So, have a look at the market. $9 for Jonathan Wright, yeah.
Okay, that's pretty good for John. So we can hang on to the ball, eh? Anyway, moving on to Queensland, and we're going to Brisbane and the Knights. The Knights showed a fair bit of tickler last week to get their first win, so it was pretty good. Can they carry it on the road?
No, not up there at Brisbane. So, I like the way they played last week. I tipped the West Tigers to beat them, but, they turned up and played well tonight. So, a lot of credit there. So, but up there at Brisbane, I don't think they can get the job done. So
it's hard.
Broncos too good.
Especially with the team they've got at the moment. They're just so clinical. I thought the Dragons brought them down to their level almost last week. It wasn't that the Broncos are a bad team. It's just the Dragons are really, really terrible. Get that hint?
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, mate. Betting wise, I'm taking the Knights. They've got 17.5 point start. That's a lot of points.
Yeah.
I think that's too many. So I'm taking $1.90 there for the Knights. And I'm going to be a little bit mean here to poor old Akula Uarte and say, well, we all know how much you love to come in off your wing when you're on your try line, and Corey Oates is going to be loving that. So
yes,
first try scorer, Corey Oates, almost a special, I reckon.
Yes.
550. So RQ, stay on your wing. Moving on to Canberra. And this is another interesting game, mate. You've gone one way, I've gone the other.
Yeah, I've tipped the Raiders here. I think that I think they can get the job done down there at Canberra. The Sharkies played well last week, but I think Canberra, they'll be disappointed with the way they played against Para last week, and back at home, I'm just thinking that Canberra might show up and get the job done.
They'll be up for a big one, but Canberra are a bit funny. They've got a worse home ground record than they do an away ground record, and I'm kind of going on that. And I think the Sharkies, they'll win. They're not going to win by much, but I think they'll win.
Yeah.
I just think they're just too tough. As much as Canberra Raiders are a good, big, physical pack, I think the Sharks all around are just a tough team mentally as well as physical.
Yeah.
So, it is a toss-up. So, bets-wise, which way are you going?
Canberra with the half-time, full-time double, 225. I think, back at home, they can get the job done. The first try-scoring market, Blakey Austin, a couple of show and goes. He'll probably lob up and throw one throughout the game. So, $10, if he can score the first try. And, Saifeki for the Sharkies, for another first try scorer, maybe for the other team. So, if he lobs up and around the ball, I'm pretty sure he can score a try. So,
yeah, well, he knows how to do it. I've actually gone possibly the big papa. He's done well for us a couple of weeks ago, getting the first try, so he's paying nice $13, unlucky 13. But my half-time, full-time double is a bit different to yours. I think the Raiders will go into the sheds at leading, but I think the Sharks will come home strong and win the game. So that's paying a nice juicy $7.50. So moving on to Leichhardt Oval with the Tigers and the Storm.
Yeah.
The Tigers, they're licking their wounds and they've lost their big man and Aaron Woods for this one.
Yeah, and that's going to be tough. I think there's, the wheels are starting to fall off. There's a couple of cracks starting to appear. So it's a bit of a shame, but I think the Storm will be too strong. They'll get the job done. So
yeah, I totally agree with you. Cracks are showing already.
Yeah.
JT was quite critical of his own team after the game last week against the Knights. How do you respond to that as a player where your coach is publicly saying you're not tough enough?
Oh, well, mate, he's just got to turn up and try to turn it around the next week. He's got a fair point, I suppose. So they'll be looking to turn it around. It's going to be a more difficult job with, losing Woods. Yeah. So I think the Storm are going to be coming up the middle, and it's going to be a tough day for the Tigers, I think.
I think so too. I think going off that theme, I reckon Kenny Bromwich, actually, first try scorer, might be a pretty good bet, $17. He knows how to find a try line, and against the Tigers' soft interior, he might be the bloke to go with. Yeah,
for sure. Or, you can have a look at maybe Korobidi at $7.
Yep.
Willie Chambers is out now, so I'd have been looking at him, but I think he's injured. He's gone for 3 months. Or even Kevin Aguam, he can find the try line, so $10. So
yeah, a bit of value there.
Bit of value, so have a bit of a squeeze around and see what you can come up with.
Right, mate, final game for the round is the Roosters and the Panthers, and it's going to be an interesting game, this one.
Yeah, it's going to be really tough. I tip the Panthers.
Yeah, so
I'm going to stick with them. I think Matty Moylan's back and he's starting to find his feet now, and the team's going really well. I'm thinking that they're going to get the Roosters on Monday night.
Yeah, well, the Roosters, they got up for last week, and rightfully so. But big test for Dylan Napa to get up again for another week, because he's going to have the big target on him this week. Everyone's going to know all about him and going after him. So,
yep.
That's what makes a class player. They can do it week in, week out, and they know that they're going to be targeted. So, big game for Big Dylan and big game for the Roosters. I don't think they can do it though. I think Penny Panthers have been very unlucky not to win more games than what they've actually won.
Yep.
But I think they're about to turn the corner.
Yeah.
Bets wise, I've got Joshy Mansour to score first, $7.50. Peter Hiku, he's pretty good at scoring the first try too. He's $9. And Panthers with the start, it's only 2.5 point start, $1.90. They should cover that.
It should be a good game. So Monday night.
Good, mate. And rumour has it that you're going to be on Bar TV on Sunday playing for the West Rosellas in the local rugby league comp. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, looking forward to it. First game back in the local footy, so after retiring. So we play Central on Sunday, 3 o'clock. So tune in, Bar TV. I think we're also running a tournament.
Yeah, we are running a free tournament for the Newcastle Rugby League as well as the Hunter Rugby Union this weekend. So get in the TopBetta, have a good look, have a bit of fun, and who knows, maybe this fella might be your special first try scorer for Sunday's game. Right, that's it for us. We'll see you next week. See you later.
Take care, guys.